Well, here these chicks are at, I believe we're going on 6 weeks now. I just threw some mealworms in there. They love them. I also put some grit in their food. They love that stuff. But they're getting pretty big. I elevated their food and water. Keeps it a lot cleaner. They were throwing those chips in there like crazy, and I was wasting a lot of food. So working on the coop today. I think by next week I should be done. I got this linoleum tile remnant from Lowe's. Only cost me about $7. I had it laid out, try and make it more pliable. And Bruno decided to help himself to a couple bites. Let's see if I can find something to do with that. But I got 2 walls done. I'm gonna paint them tomorrow. I'm tired right now. Anyway, I got a paint sprayer that I bought probably 4 years ago that I haven't learned how to use yet. So I'm gonna try and do that. But I spent the last 4 days cutting because the grass out here is no joke, or whatever the stuff is. But I probably cut all the way behind that tree. Looks like springtime again. Got a little burn pile I gotta get rid of as soon as they get rid of these fire warnings. Leaves aren't coming back to the trees quite yet, but I cut all the way, everything I could reach basically, except for over there. I think I'm gonna sharpen my my lawnmower blades, and on the next cloudy day get over there. But I got a tree to knock down. This one over here is rotted. I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm thinking about getting rid of a portion of this tree. See how it starts here and just all the way over. Just trying to get some of that sun from these other trees. But the last time I did a video, my pond was pretty depleted. Well, that got cured in one day. We had so much rain a couple weeks ago that the pond was overflowing. But it's good now. This stuff is greening up just a little bit more. Have to figure out a way to spray the weeds back here because they can get pretty prolific. So, but I just cut this 2 days ago and it's pretty high. I'm gonna stay on top of it this year. I'm not gonna let it get out of control like it did last year. I cut a little bit over here on the other side of the bridge, but that stuff over there hasn't been cut since I purchased this place. But it's getting to be like a park back here again. These two just run around and get into who knows what all day long. Guess the frogs are back. Yep, all this got cut. I'll say probably good, out of the entire 20 acres here, of which this pond probably takes up 3. Always in search of a belly rub. Gotta feed these guys. It's their chow time. I think in one of my previous videos I was showing how depleted the pond was. Just driving my ATV around this. No water in here. All dry. You can drive all the way around that island. It's totally exposed. There's another one right here. What was it right there? I think it's over here. But everything is full. I mowed this down to the lowest setting on the lawnmower. It's 1.5 inches. And that was for the entire property. I did that. Might do some fishing today. Nice and peaceful. Got another burn pile over there that I need to get rid of. Wait for these trees to green up a little bit. These waters are nice and calm. I think I will get a top water. See what look at this guy. There's so many holes back here from moles, and these guys trying to get them. They're just everywhere. It's chow time, come on. All right, here are the chicks at almost exactly 4 weeks old. Here, chickie, chickie, chickie. Here, chickie, chickie, chickie. So built that little roost to put in there. Also elevated their food and their water. Stays a lot neater that way, and I don't waste nearly as much food. This one right here in the middle of the screen is clearly bigger than all the other chickens, I think. But that white one, the black one, and the 2 brownish ones, dark brown ones next to it, those are actually bantam pullets. The rest of these are Rhode Island Reds. And they're clearly bigger than the bantams, which they're supposed to be. I was told the bantams are going to be half the size of the Rhode Island Reds. Although that white one and that black one actually are comparable in size. But they love the mealworms. And they were skittish at first, and they started getting older, but been giving them treats, vegetable scraps, worms or grubs or whatever if I find them in the yard. And they not too bad when I open the cage now. Yeah, chicky, 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 chicky. Yeah, chicky, chicky, chicky. So, yeah, they love these mealworms. Or larvae. Alright, get back in there. So I started building the coop. This is just a base. Made out of 4x4s and 2x4s. It's 4x8. Just to keep it simple, I don't like measuring. I got a tile remnant from Lowe's. Only cost me like $7. the tile remnant. I laid it out in the sun the other day, and Bruno helped himself to a few bites out of it. So, using what I can, I'll find something to do with that. Maybe make the sides. Gonna put the walls up. I left this unglued so I can put the walls directly down and then have a little bit to protect the wood from the shavings and the moisture. And here are the walls over here. 2 of them. I got a paint spray I bought probably 3 or 4 years ago, and I haven't used it yet. Just unboxed it today, so tonight's homework is going to be watching videos on how to use this thing. I read the directions, but I think I'm more of a visual type of learner. So I was just going to get in this. I keep it in the backyard for the most part. But lately, since it's springtime, I've been doing my checks when I come out here, making sure there's nothing waiting for me. And what the heck is that? I don't know, but that's not going to fall on my head. Anyway, I've got no specific plan for how I'm going to do this. Just basically a general idea just from watching videos on YouTube and whatnot. So I got the 2 walls there. So those 2 walls. And I'm just going to place them here. And the brooder part is going to be this back part across here. So I'm going to put 4 boxes there, 1 foot by 1 foot ish, maybe 11.5. And then I'll build the side walls. And where my brooder is going to be, I'm going to make the doors open this way, open out and down, so that I don't have to worry about anything leaking in from the top. So it'll fold out. I can get the eggs or whatnot, close it back up, lock it up. Windows on the front and back, and a door to go out. And then on this side, it's going to be a pretty big door, and it'll open flush here, so that when the shavings build up and I need to pull them out, I can just stick a rake in there and pull them out into a wheelbarrow. I think that's how I'm going to do that. So it'll be a big door on this side, and if I need to get in there or whatever, I can get in there from the side too, because it's going to be 4 feet tall. So it'll be 4 by 8 on each side, 4 feet tall. And then my roof is just going to be slanted. I'll keep it simple, and then I'll build a brooder off, and it'll be 8 feet by probably 20 feet. I've already got the wood for all that stuff, so should be pretty simple. Hopefully it'll take me about a week. So I spent the last 4 days mowing on my little, what is that called? The zero turn, Bad Boy Zero Turn ZT Elite 60-inch. And it took me 4 days, 2.5 tanks of gas to do all of this up to that fence line, back here, all of the front yard, behind the house, all through here, all the way to the pond's edge, as close as I could get. I think the last video that I included this pond, all back here. Did I include this pond? It was, the drought was hitting us pretty hard. That island out there wasn't an island. You can drive up to it, drive around it. But now that all this drainage has come off the front part of the property, it's filled in back here. So about a month ago, this was all dry. Dogs are back here digging holes and playing in it. All of it dry. And somebody's over there shooting again. Anyway. So I was able to get this cut down. Of the 20 acres that I have here, I probably cut 13, 14 of it. This pond takes up at least 3. Especially if you count all this back in here. But I'm gonna replicate that lean-to right there. I don't think I'll ever use that. But I'll replicate it up front. Because eventually I plan on getting some. Maybe a few head of cow. Goats. I already got the chickens, so we're just gonna keep going from there. But I'm finding out chickens are expensive. Wonder who's shooting over there. All right. So I was able to get that mower out, and over the past 4 days, cut this stuff down to 1.5 inches of its life. And we got the entire front yard. Everything between the house and the pond back here. I just need to get a little closer to that tree line right there and get in there, but it's I don't like snakes and bugs and ticks and such. So I don't know. I might have to get that with the torch. But this pond filled up overnight, literally 2 weeks ago. One rain and it overflowed. I've got an overflow over there. It goes over it. There's a low spot. But everything's greened up. And stay on top of it this time. Last year kind of let it go and it was difficult going. I had to get the brush hog over here and get it mowed down. So there's one section that I didn't do over here. I'll drive over there, take you over there. So this portion back here is yet to be cut. Since I bought the place, there's our resident, what are those, geese? We had 2 geese that stay here. They had like 10 or 12 little babies that were following them around a few weeks ago. No, they're not. But at any rate, this stuff is so dry, and if I wasn't concerned, I don't have a water source back here, so if I had one, I'd just burn it and contain it, but it's so dry I can get back here and cut it relatively easily with my 0-turn. I guess if I did have cattle, I could put them over here. This is probably a good, I don't know, 3 acres or so, 4 acres. Goes to that fence line right there, behind these 3 trees, behind that tree, all the way down. The water would be a barrier. I would only need to fence up over here by the dam. Then again, I don't want the cattle in my pond. I like my bass fishing here. At any rate, that's it for today. Like and subscribe. Rob's OK Land.